Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Excel course. I sent some files on the chat, so if you could access them, just tell me also if you are having issues in accessing them. These are the files that we worked on yesterday, which shows the functions and formulas that we discussed. And includes also the file that we chose as a sample. Today, we will tackle first the percentage. Wait, because ang Excel course day 2 to 20. Check niyo sa ay hindi lalabas ang
Uh, Rita, good evening. Good evening, Rita. Hello,
Hi dear, Malesh.
dear. I believe there is error with the voice. There is something wrong. I cannot hear all the word.
Ah, okay. Is it clear now?
Now, yes, but
Ah,
before, يعني I hear one word, but then
mushkila because we are having issue with I am here in the office and I am trying to help the other teams to join the meeting. Tefla, you joined? Ron, ikaw din may issue? Sala Tefla. Ayun. Select the file. Mm.
should please call Dr. Sam. Philippines.
Okay, sorry for the technical difficulty. I'm excited today to share with you the lessons for today. We will have how to compute for the percentage. I have 3 files shared with you guys. One is percentage, data validation, and text to columns. We will go with those topics one by one. First, I want to refresh on inserting new columns. For example, in this data that I have, I noticed already that there is no invoice number. So I don't know to which claim these amounts refer to. Yesterday, I teach you how to select the whole column, which is control space. So in this case, I will just press control and space and then control shift plus. So it will insert new column. So this is my first goal for today. Refresh on inserting new columns using only the keyboard without using the mouse. So again, control space, control shift plus. Okay, so now this is just sample data. So if we have if we have the actual data, then it will be better. But just for purpose of these lessons, example, I have invoice number 1. Yesterday, I showed you also how to do the autofill. This autofill is not limited only to numbers. So we know that autofill works with numbers like this, but actually it's not limited to numbers, alphanumeric numbers. If it sees 1, Alatulid will give you 1 to 7, uh, no matter how long you will do the autofill. In this case, for example, let's say this invoice is not invoice number 3, but it should be invoice number 2. Let's say this 3 rows should be invoice number 2. So if you want to do it invoice number 2, it's not showing. So what we will do, same autofill, but if you see this cross after dragging down your mouse, you will select this copy cells. We have other options as well. Fill formatting means the series will not be filled, but only the formatting. It will copy the formatting. So if I press copy cells, it all be invoice number 2. So these 3 have been discussed. Now we will compute for the rejection percentage for each invoice. Also for this, starting here, also you can again use the autofill since the next invoice now coming as 5. So computing the rejection is just simply rejected over the total claim. And then you can click here as a shortcut to the percentage. Also, I can compute the approved. So yesterday, so again, I will show the control plus, control shift plus. Since I want to do the approved percentage as well, this is rejected. If I want to know the approved percentage, I can do 1 minus this. This is the easy way. But you have another option, which is to drag your formulas to the left. Okay, this will result in error. I will just tell immediately, this will result in error. Why? Because I want to recap what we have discussed yesterday, so I'm doing it purposely. Because of the absolute value and relative value that I mentioned yesterday. So D over B. So I have to make this absolute value because I don't want this to move. This is what the lock does. So I will press F4. If I go here to the formula bar, I will click this and press F4. So this one will be stuck even if I drag it to the left or to the right. I have to do it for all of them. So Sorry, only to the left. Okay, so approved. Yes, see, the error will come because I make it absolute only here on the first claim. So if you want that it will be stuck only on the B, and if I drag down, this will follow for the second row. If I drag down, it will follow to the third row. So what we will do, we will only make the absolute column B. Okay, so now if I drag down, now it will follow because the number on the right will not be locked. It's only locking column B. How am I doing also this? It's just F2. Press F2 so it will highlight for you your formula. Okay. Compute the totals and average. So it's just alt equals for our shortcut key for the sum, and then I can drag it all the way here in the rejected. For rejected and approval percentage, notice that it seems wrong. So for percentages, we usually use average. So equals average up, control shift up, down, down. Okay. So this is how we will compute the average rejection and average approval. Now I want to double check if this rejection it's correct. How I will do it? Usually I go here, the total rejection divided by my total claim only. The same what we have done over here, rejection over claim. But now I'm dividing it over the total. So again, I have to put percentage. Wrong. Yeah. Okay, yes. For rejections, this is tricky, but I want you to stay with me. For rejections, since this is 100, 100, 100, that's why the percentage it's high. So uh, when I do my report to Mr. Naif, usually I do this. This is the right way to go, since we are capturing the percentage based on the amount and not on the percentage itself. If I do this actually, you will see here that the average it's correctly been calculated. But this percentage average over here is correct if your amounts are all the same. For example, I have all the same 18,400. So by doing autofill, copy cells, and from here, example, all of them were accepted only 3,000. Okay, by logic, it will be the same. But since we are having different invoices with different amounts, so this is the correct way to go. Okay. Also, I want to show you just a little trick on how I indented my text. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. If you see this text, there is invisible space over here. Even if I go to the formula bar, there's no space at all. So this one, just a tip here, just click here. So it's like doing bullets on Excel. Now, with this table, I want to make it presentable. So first, fix your file. Also, this one I have to fix to make it correct. I will make this one absolute. Now I'm having the same. I can delete this. To make the table presentable, I have another tool I want to show you, which is called Auto Format tool. So it looks like this. And if I click it, it will give me an option to choose what type of table, how it looks like. So Excel has this option, for example, I want to use this. If I press OK, then it will look like this. Even I can again change it since I did not like the color, so I changed. So how to have this? Yesterday, I want to refresh you guys so we will not forget. So we added the freeze panes yesterday. So now I want you to add the auto format from more commands. And here, click all commands and go to auto format and then add. Press OK, it will be available over here. So this does not convert your cells into a table. Table, it's a different thing here. It's different than this auto format. This is just formatting. If I want to remove, then I can clear the style also. So it will look like this. Okay, and filter we already know. I wanted to show you also that what I was saying, that for example, I want to know the percentage of not indicated over the total percentage. Now this is where you need to use the absolute value. So over here, press F4. Since this will not change, then I have to make it absolute. Sometimes you will see your formulas look like this, even if it's a formula, it's not giving you the amount. You will notice that you have here a text. It's not general, it's not number. So go here, change it to general, press F2, and just enter again. So in the sessions that we will be having, I want you to also know what are the errors that you will face and how you will troubleshoot it. So now I will do percentage and autofill. So it's looking good. And if I add them, it should be 100%. Okay, it means that invoice number 1 is 36%, comprising 36% of the total rejections. Okay. Now I want to include it in my
Rita?
filter. Yes, there.
How if I want to know the percentage of not indicated over the total? Like here in the table, there is 2.
Mhm. You can do like this, simply like this, or you can do pivot table as well.
Okay.
The
So the
pivot
easiest
table,
way is from the pivot table?
yes.
Okay.
Most of us already know the pivot table, and I want to dive deeper on that maybe on the second week, my dear. So for now, we will go with the basics.
Yeah, it's okay.
We can also do filtering. So if you only want the not indicated, then we can add from here. This is good point also, since we can use the subtotal. We will use sum. Select this. Okay. And then percentage. If I want to see only the not matching the price list, it's 25%. Not indicated, 38%. So this is also how the pivot table works actually. It's 36. There are. So this is the easy way also to increase decimal. So if you want no decimal, 2 decimals. Okay. I also want to add it in my filter. So what I will do, Control Shift L, L again, L, L, L. Every time that I add any columns when I do my files, always I do Control Shift L. Okay. Are there any questions for the percentage? I will proceed to the
For
next
me,
file.
it's clear.
Thank you, dear. Data validation. This is the one I'm very excited to teach you today. Data validation is like giving limit to the person using the Excel. So, for example, if you want only whole numbers, decimal only, list, this is the most common that I am using. It's list. This data validation is very useful for data entries. You will see later, I will give practical examples. We have date, time, length, and custom. For the validation, data validation using list, what it's doing is I can select only from the predetermined list. So for example, I want to know all my open invoices remarks so that I can categorize them. So for example, I have open invoice numbers. This one because it's currently inpatient. So waiting for discharge, pending discharge. So this is how we will use it. We can use it also for claims. For example, you are reviewing your claims. Not yet due for claiming. Unbilled, no approval. CEO approval, like this. So how we will do it? Claims remarks. We will go here to data. Click here, data validation. Select what you want to allow. In this lesson, we will allow only what is written on the list. So it will ask you for a source, which is this. See, notice that Excel also automatically put the absolute values here, meaning it cannot move. Even if I drag down my formula over here, it will not move. It will stay the same data validation. So also, if we can put a input message if you entered something wrong. For example, you entered CIP, but it's not on the list. So I can tell the user that wrong entry. Please select from the list. Here on the error alert. Input message, I can, sorry, this is remarks. I can show, this is not mandatory. The input message and error alerts are not mandatory, but this one is mandatory if we click select the list. Input message is like your guide, what it is. Error alert, it will, when user enters invalid data, show this alert. So I will say, click OK now. For example, this one will allow me, but if I say CIP, sorry, I have to copy the data validation to all the cells. Control Alt V, the one I showed you yesterday for values or transpose. This can be also used for this since I only want to copy the validation. So Control Alt V, validation. So you will see that there are now drop downs over here. Now, if I type in CIP, it will appear for me like this. Why this is used usually? We can also do inpatient, outpatient, ER, and surgical, for example. So it will automatically change. Usually for me in actual practice, why am I using this? Because to categorize them, to make sure that I don't make a mistake when I am entering something. For example, I make a mistake, I put space before the R. At least it will prompt me. So before I do my table and my pivot table, I am sure that my file is correct. Since I know that the only category that I want is this. Also, it gives me easier access. I will not type in anymore. I know this is outpatient. I know this is inpatient. For example, you have multiple payers, so you can put all of them here. Okay, this is the data validation with the list. We can also use it with date. So for example, you are timekeeping and you want only that the start date will be from tomorrow since you will handle leaves, for example. So data validation from here, we will choose date, start date, can go here greater than today since the leave should only be filed from tomorrow onwards. So if I put here the date today, it will give me an error. Okay. So this is also possible. You can put that the start date you can put it as the same one that we did like a list. So you can configure here that the start date should start only from tomorrow, greater than tomorrow. So in text length, I think this one also useful for some of us. Uh, this is data validation that you put how many characters you will allow the user to use. So now for example, in real life situation, we have a file with home healthcare, shared file with home healthcare. So I want to uh, put them a limit how many characters they can use, for example, for a given column. So this can be useful, especially if when we are uploading some of the files when we upload them in the portal limits us to 100 characters, for example. If we don't have the data validation and you want to know how many texts you have, for example, you cannot exceed limit of 100, then you can use again the len. So it has 56 characters. So if you have many characters, many names over here and the system will only allow 50, then you can go to that number, filter by that number, and then fix your file before uploading. I think this can be useful for code table as well, for the descriptions. Okay. The third file, text to columns. Yesterday, we discussed about text to columns for the date. I just want a quick refresher. So we went to data, text to columns. So no matter what you click here, it's fine. I go with delimited. Next, next. And on the date, yesterday we had the MY, but see now our format is here. Year, month, day. So I will click this, click finish, Control Shift 3 to make sure that it's correct. You can also actually change your format here if you want. You can go here, number, click this number format. Excel can give you what you want. So if you want YYY means 4 digits on the year. MMM means 3 digits, the shortcut for a month. But if I add another M, it will give me the whole full text of the month. Okay, but Control Shift 3 is just a shortcut with this. So it's day, month in text and year. Text columns. Text columns. This is a real life example of how we get the claims from NAFIS. So in our claims data from HIS, usually we don't have this number. We only have up to here, 766. So when we VLOOKUP it versus our actual claims data in HIS, you will not be able to find this, but you will be able to find this. So how do we remove them without doing it one by one? Just highlight them, go to data, text columns also. Delimited means characters such as commas or tabs separate each field. So now for me, I want to separate them by the underscore. So next, go next. Click here, other, and then enter the underscore. You will notice that there will be a line over here. So it will be like this. So it's telling you that I will do the break over here. Since I don't want any space, I will move it. This is first the delimited, so we will see what it will look like. Okay, so you can scroll down just to preview to make sure nothing will be affected on your file. And then click next and then finish. Okay, it would look like this. There's no space. Another option is to do text to columns, same, delimited, but by space. For example, this is the date. Also from Nafis, it's showing like this. So I have the date here and the time over here. If I want to separate them, just use again text to columns, delimited, space. Okay. Then click finish. Okay, now it will show you 00, but actually if you press again Control Shift 3, that 00 will begin from here. See? Okay. Also, you will have here now the time. We have another option on text to columns, which is fixed width. So remember that delimited means what characters do you have to separate your text. Here, I can I will use fixed width. I will show you first. Also, again, highlight what you want to divide. Text to columns, fixed width, aligned in columns with spaces between each field. So if I go to the next, you will see that there's no more option over here where we type, but I can have an option to select where I want to divide my cells. For example, for here, I only want this text over here on the left. So again, I will go down just to make sure nothing will be affected. So it will retain for you the underscore. If we do more, for example, fixed width, and I want here and here also. So it will give you 3 columns. So you will see the preview over here. So if you do this, meaning it will be 1, 2, 3 columns. Since I only care about this, so I will go with that one. The same here also. You can do this is applicable. The fixed width is applicable if you have same data format. Over here, you can see a space. This one you can use even if your data does not look like this. Even if, for example, you have underscore here on the left, 1197. So it can be used as long as you know what's your delimiter. What characters do you have to separate your text? This one with lines. You can move it based on your preference. One more thing. On that,
One more question, Rita. Regarding if I will use it with the date, it will keep the same format for the date or it will be changed?
same format.
This one, the one in the Excel, صح?
Yes, it's the same format. So you need to use it if you are sure that you already have the same format. If you don't have the same format, for example, you will have year again, the same as we did here. Year, month, date. Then you can do another text to columns and then go back again here to fix it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Here also, if you forget text to columns, inshallah you will not. But I hope you will remember len, which is very important. This will count the characters within the cell. So here, I know it's 18, 16, 16. So looking at this, I know that the correct number that I need is 16, not 18. These are extra characters. So if I will have, for example, 40, I need only 16. So what I will do, left button, 16. Then it will give me the same as the text column output. Okay. Are there any questions? Okay. Also here, just to play with the file, if I want also to do like this, for example, I want to separate them by hour. I want to know the hour, the minutes, the seconds. I can use again the delimited. So if you know the characters that you want to separate them, then you can use this. Okay. Since I want you to understand the errors that you might face, I pressed Control Z to go back to the time before I did the text to column. If I do the text to column using this, it has 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will tell you there's already data here. Do you want to replace it? If you press OK, it will overwrite. So be careful with that one. If that happens to you, usually for me, alatul, my hands go to Control Z every time. So I don't want to overwrite that. I can go here, press enter or Control Shift plus.
Miss Rita, by pressing Control Z, it's like undo if we made a mistake. So
Yes,
we will save the file that we initially fixed.
yes, exactly. Control Z is just undo. But be careful with undo because, example, if you press undo, here, I added sa. I pressed Y. Control Y is redo. Control Z is undo. If, for example, the next step is after I did this, I remove the PM. After I remove the PM, I added columns. If I go back here and I type in, because maybe Mr. Naif talked to me, he wants to know what is the percentage of the claims. So I will write like this. So if I write over here, there's no more redo. I lost already. Even if I press Control Y. See, it's giving me different. So when you control Z, when you do control Z and control Y, anything that you do between them will break the cycle. So if you do control Z, control Z, control Z, and you type something, you cannot go back to what you have done a while ago. So now it's here. I can do redo, redo, redo. Okay, up to the last. But if I undo, 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 and I type something, class. What you did a while ago, you have to do it again. So that's the danger in the control Z and doing other things. After doing control Z, if you do other things, it will break the undo redo. Okay. As promised yesterday, I will give 15 minutes.
طب 1 minute, Rita. Can you go back to the hours? Because when you did when you separated, it's appeared as a zero amount, as a 0 hours, not the actual hours.
Okay. Here, because it's appearing like this, because the number formatting is HMMMSS. Okay, it means I need to change it to general. Because this one, it's giving you like the days. For example, if it's 1900, it's 1, equivalent to 1. So there are numbers in Excel that if you change it to, for example, short date, will show like this. If you change it to time, it will show like this. So if you want the hour, the whole number of the hour, just change the format to general. It's there. Just it's hiding. So let's see if it's correct. 9777 612. So 3445.
Good.
Alhamdulillah, I was able to answer you. For the newcomers, yesterday I mentioned in the meeting that there will be 15 minutes at the end of the every session to allocate for the participants. If you have any issues that you're facing with, you want to ask me something like a consultation, like Rita, how I will do this. I have this big file. I don't know what to do. I'm doing it manually one by one. So the floor is yours. If anyone has any question or anyone is thinking of something in Excel that's hindering you from doing your task. If none, I can teach you some other things. Yesterday, plan, paste values, transpose. Okay, okay, proper and trim we can discuss today. What is proper and trim? For example, I here MOH and then here MOH. MOH again. Proper makes my text in accordance with English dictionary, for example, Ministry of Health. I will type them all in small letters. Excel knows that each of them should be capital. It makes the start of each word capital letters. Upper makes your text all in caps. Okay. Lower, example this one, will make all your text Look, for example, you type wrong like this. And then after fixing it, always just a tip for all of you guys. If you have any formula, do not change your formula. Change always your source. Like what you saw, this is wrong. That the last letter is wrong. Notice that I change from always the source. So for example, also over here, if you tell me it's 100% Rita, but then there's 1,000 over here. Example that the formula was wrong. It's showing me 100%, but it should be less than 100% since I have a proof of 1,000. Change always from here. Like this. It's 100% rejected, but this one should be not be 100%. It should be 95%. Change from here. How you will know where to change? Press F2 and see where the error is coming from. What you only have two choices over here. So always check your formula. If your formula is correct, then go to the cells and then test them. Do not change any formula at all. Then after you finish, like this 1 ministry, I will copy it. Control Alt V, V. So this will change all to values. For example, as well, yesterday I teach you Control A. Control A will only choose for you within that table. Okay. This is Control A. If I click Control A and A again, will choose the whole worksheet. So this is usually I do it if I want to filter everything. Control Shift L now. So this is how I do the Excel without using my mouse. So if I want to remove again my Control Shift L, I go Control left, Control up, Control down, Control Shift L. Again, I want to filter all, Control AA, Control L. So without using your mouse. Another thing, last one. I'll just make a sheet, for example. Yeah. Okay. And I want to link to that file. I want them all to be uppercases. I will link it. Okay. Now I have this. When I will send this file externally, I have to make sure that there's no formula. Otherwise, maybe the recipient will receive it in error. What I do, you can right click this if this is the one you will send to them. Move or copy. Move or copy your sheet. Create a copy to a new book. If you select this, create a copy, new book, it means it will open a new Excel file for you with this sheet that you worked on. If this create a copy is ticked, this original file will not be lost. It will stay on your workbook, which is percentage. But if you put here new book and tick this, it will create new file for you, book 4, new book, with the same tab. Now I will minimize this and you will see that it's still existing on the percentage. But if you move or copy and then just move it somewhere, you will lose this if you do not tick this create a copy. Okay, now this is the copy that I made. This percentage, I will save it as my working paper. Working paper, or I can say Rita, to know that this is just my internal file with all the formulas that I did. Now, this is the book 4. How will I remove this? How will I know? if I see here over it's only Bupa Tawania in Ministry of Interior, I want to remove the formula so that the recipient will not see. I will go to data, workbook links. If this one is highlighted, meaning your file, the file that you're using right now, is linked to another Excel. And it will show me which Excel is this one is linked with. So if you press break all, it means it will break all your links and it will paste as values. Okay, you can select over here and break links, or if you have multiple Excel file that will appear here, you can select break all. Breaking links can't be undone. Are you sure you want to break this? Yes. So now if I go here, now it's a text. This is useful for me because most of the times I don't know if my file has formula or no that is linked to another workbook. Also, you can check formulas by uh, yeah, by pressing Control and this one, the one beside one. So if I do that over here, my file will show me which has formulas. It's like an F2 with all the formulas over here. So I also do the break links because if it's inside the same workbook, for me, the recipient to see this this formula that I made, it's fine for me. For example, I send this to Sarah. It's fine for me, for her to see that I did D4 over B14. Why? Because it's in the same file. The issue I will have here is that if the file is saved in my desktop and she doesn't have access to my desktop, it will be an error to her. So yes, maybe you're thinking, why just not copy and paste all as values? What it will do, it will remove my formula here. And if I change something from here, then it will not move. This rejected will stay the same. This will stay the same. And kalas, I forget. And then we send to higher management. So better if your formula is within the same file, do not copy paste values. Just remove your links. But if you are sure already and this is your final workbook, then kalas. Control A, copy, Control Alt VV. This is the shortcut. Without using mouse, Control A, Control C, Control Alt VV. Press enter, class. Okay, that's it for today, I think. Was I too fast? It's fine. I hope you learned something new. Question? Break all? Multiple tabs? Yes, it can be used also. For example, you have multiple tabs in the book 4 that you want to send to management. You have to do it sheet by sheet to break the links. Yes, for example, Anna is asking if we have multiple tabs, how we will break the links. Here on the data, yeah, let's try to have one. Here I know that there are no workbook links, but I am sure that some of these are linked to other sheets. Like this one, some if I've claimed the detail June, which is the detail June is this claim detail June. So what I will do now, the same as I did a while ago, I will move or copy since I want to send this sheet only. I don't want to include all my tabs. Move for copy. Create a copy again, new book. So this is book 5. And also, let's just do another tab for summary. And I will put this equals to the MOH June, for example, the one where we took this file also. MURA report. Or here, I will go here. So now I have 2 tabs that is linked to that other workbook. We will see here the VLOOKUP MOH June 2025 claims. This one also get pivot data from MOH June 2025 claims. So from here, I'll go data, workbook links. You will find this break links. Okay, you have options actually, change source, break links. Change source we can discuss maybe another time. Let's try break link, break all. Okay, we will see what's the answer to Anna's question, if it will be applicable for this both of them. Yes, it is. Now it was removed. Let's say, again, I make one, that this book 5, I will link to book 6 for this sheet 2. For June, say I will link to June. Okay. Now, if I go workbook links, we will see 2. Okay, how will I know which one will break, Rita? So you can do show formulas. You can even also search. Okay, this is practical one that I'm using. I want to know where is this book 6 linked to. I search for it, book 6. Search within workbook, and it will give you this. It will tell you that this is where your cell is linked with book 6. If I want to see 2025 claims, here, make sure that the look in over here is on formulas, because if you select values, it will not find for you. Okay, and make sure also that you find within workbook. Okay, I hope it's clear. Anna, okay. Shukran. Are there any questions?
Rita, the break all, it will be worked on even for the VLOOKUP, صح?
Yes, yes. If anything that is on outside workbook, it will break all. But if, for example, my VLOOKUP is within this file, yeah, I will just remove the formulas. So if my VLOOKUP is within this file and I break it all, this will not go away. This formula will not go away. Because this is only those linked to other workbooks, the break links over here.
And
so how
I can specify a specific thing, صح? يعني not necessarily that I will do the break all for all the sheets, the entire sheet.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually when I work with something and I see that it's highlighted over here, I click it and then check what are the workbook. Then I do the Control F to see which sheet is having, especially we are using a lot of sheets. So when something is linked, I have to look for it by using Control F. Also, here, since it's within my workbook, I cannot see over here. So what I'm doing is show formulas, which is the control, and this one. That's the shortcut key. But if you want also, it's also available here on the formulas, show formulas. That's for looking for any formula inside your file. Outside the file, what I'm using is copy, move or copy. Tanjo, you want to join us?
Silas disturbing.
Yes, Kuya Anthony, you have any question?
Silas asking me also question. Sorry for that.
Okay. We can adjourn now, or you are welcome to ask any questions. Tomorrow, even during the start of the meeting, it's fine with me. You can ask any questions. Thank you all again for your attendance today.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rita.
Miss Rita.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so
Goodbye.
much.
Thank you.